What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Keystone Academy. In this episode of Adobe Premiere Pro Basics, we are going to be talking about adjusting audio levels. So audio is really a fundamental piece in the editing process and can really be one of those things that takes a video from amateur quality to professional quality really quickly. So today we're going to show you the two most common ways to adjust audio levels and kind of give you a rundown of how to monitor them as well. So when you're editing for audio, it is really important to always keep an eye on your audio meter, which is located over here, usually to the right of the timeline. And the audio meter will give you a constant visualization of where your audio levels are at. So the quieter sounds will register further down here in the negative decibel range, and the louder sounds will register up here. So it is important to keep in mind that number one, you always want to avoid peaking. And what peaking is when you hit 0 decibels and you will see little red boxes appear at the top of the audio meter. That means your sound is too loud and you're actually clipping off a lot of the top range of levels when you play a sound this loud. So ideally, you want your audio to be peaking around -6 decibels. Really, it depends on where the video is going, what the style is, what effect you're going for, but as a general scenario, especially for like web and social media videos, you want to stay around -6 decibels. So now that you understand how to monitor your audio levels, let's talk about how you can actually change them. So if you go to an audio clip and you right click, you can click audio gain. So if you click this, it'll pop up this audio gain dialog box. Another way to do this, if I X out of this, is while you are on the clip, while you have it highlighted, just press G on the keyboard. So if I go set gain to and then type in a number, it will automatically adjust your peak amplitude by the number of decibels that you enter. If you choose one of the normalize options, it will kind of average out your sound and get it to a consistent level automatically. Now, the easiest and probably most commonly used way to adjust your gain is using adjust gain by. And this works pretty similarly to set gain to, but this actually allows you to more easily go back and adjust levels of clips that you've already adjusted. So let me kind of show you what I mean here. So let's say I want to increase the level of this clip by 5 decibels. So if I type in 5 here, you can see that up here in this little darkened out section where it's next to set gain to, that now says 5 decibels because I'm adjusting by 5 decibels. So let me hit OK. And now let's say I realize that this is actually a little louder than I wanted. So I'll press G again and go back to my audio gain dialog box. Now what I can do is subtract. So let's say I want to take it down 2 decibels from where I just had it. So I will type in -2 in the adjust gain by window, and then you can see that the set gain to has moved to 3 decibels, which will now be my new overall adjustment. So I'll press OK, and it'll make that change. Now there is one other way of manipulating audio levels that I would like to discuss, and that's through using the timeline itself. So if you go over here to your audio channels and you click and drag to extend the audio channel that you are working on, you can see now I've made this bigger, and we can see this little line that appears on the track itself. So what that allows you to do is actually click and drag to adjust the audio level, much like you would by adjusting the gain through pressing G. So if I press Ctrl Z, and I can set that back to 0 decibels. So in doing this, not only can you manipulate it just like you could by going to the audio gain dialog box, but you can also use this to add keyframes to change the levels of the clip over time. So let's just say that I wanted this little section of the audio in this clip to be quieter than the rest of the clip. So using the previous method, I could just cut the video here and here, and then adjust the gain of this portion of the clip. But number one, that's a little time consuming, and number two, the audio adjustment won't be as smooth as it would be if you were using keyframes. So to keyframe this portion of the clip, what we'll do is go down to this line that we looked at earlier and hold Control on PC or Command on Mac, and as you can see, a little plus sign appears next to my cursor. So now I can click on the line and it will create keyframes. So if I click here, here, and then to after the section, it will allow me to move these two down, which I've selected both by shift clicking, and create sort of a ramp so that this audio level changes smoothly over time. So those are just a couple of ways to change your audio levels in Adobe Premiere. And remember that audio is very important to the editing process. It's something that can often be easily overlooked, but at the end of the day, it is very fundamental to creating a high quality edit overall. If you liked this video, make sure you let us know in the comments and don't forget to hit subscribe. There is one more video left in our series on Adobe Premiere Pro Basics, so stay tuned.